conspiracy theory according to Joe Rogan. So if you're feeling played right now, you should be, because division is the ultimate tactic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give me a follow if you like the content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
The darkest conspiracy theories. Benjamin Franklin has a disturbing secret that wasn't uncovered until 1998. You see, a team of renovators were working on Franklin's old house. And in the basement, they ended up finding over 1,200 human bones. Now, some people thought Benjamin Franklin murdered these people, but the actual explanation is a little less violent. You see, it turns out his home was used as an illegal anatomy school. Grave diggers would bring bodies to the house to be studied, and afterwards they'd just bury them in the basement.
You know that every time you hear your name being called without anyone actually calling it, it's actually you in a coma, and your family is trying to wake you up. Listen carefully, you'll be shocked. There's a theory that when we're in a coma, we still think we're active in our daily lives. Imagine that you're lying unconscious in a hospital bed and your family is desperately waiting for you to wake up, but you have no idea. Your brain is doing everything to keep you in the dark, creating an alternate reality where you're awake, living a normal life. Each time you hear your name, it's like a crack in that illusion, your family attempting to bring you back to reality. But deep down, your subconscious knows the truth, leaving breadcrumbs for you. That's why you seem convinced that someone has called you, when in reality, it's not at all the case. Moments of déjà vu and strange dreams are the clues to guide you back to reality. So, the next time you hear your name without explanation, perhaps you're actually in a coma, and your family is desperately trying to wake you up.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. This shows a list of all the conspiracy theories in the world, from the top, the most well-known, to the bottom, the darkest of the dark, that will change your life. And welcome back, guys. Of course, as you know by now, in this series we're going from the top to the bottom, so I don't even know what part this is, but let's go. I don't like this one. I don't like it. This is Solipsism. Genuinely, if you suffer from paranoia, anxiety, or anything like that, just don't watch this. Like, I actually mean it this time. Right, so you are the only real person. Everyone around you is literally an NPC, so am I. Wait, what? This is what Solipsism is, just have a little read. I believe that only one's mind is actually sure to exist, which is true. The scary thing about this is there is no way to prove or disprove this. Ever, ever, ever. So everything around you is fake, everybody around you is fake, only you are real. When you look at things, when you turn around, things just spawn in. But you are completely alone in this place, and everybody is just your brain's way of making you not feel so alone. Boom. Mind blown. See you in the next one.
Mars was the original planet that humans were from.
Okay.
And then something happened that we all had to fly to another planet and live on. So there used to be like civilization that lived on Mars.
But now it's all dried up, right?
Now it's all dried up. Now bag this. On Mars, there's an element on the periodic table called xenon. Now, xenon on Earth is only found, this is crazy, is only found after a nuclear explosion.
No.
Oh shit, that's not even the super mode button.
I said no. What the hell?
Yeah, so theory, and it goes hand in hand now. What if on Mars there was a nuclear warfare, destroyed the whole planet, but people were able to escape just in time, landed on Earth, and they had to restart from nothing.
So we are the aliens.
We're the aliens.
What the hell? Nah, that's kind of weird. But that makes sense also.
Because that's how low-key the Earth would end up looking like that if we did have
if something happened like that. Yeah.
No, but this is like real proof. Like this is search it up.
Yeah.
It's real shit. Nickelodeon, the word itself, you know what it actually means? Bag that. What the does Nickelodeon mean? That's what it means in Latin. No, it's so no.
Okay.
Nickelodeon in Latin, translated to English, Nickelodeon means I don't care about God. No, Nickelodeon.
Y'all, I am freaking out right now. There's a lot of unexplained things going on in the ocean right now. Hold on real quick. I do not trust them. Just watch this real quick for me.
You get to Mars by going through the ocean. You can't get to the bottom of the ocean because outer space is the ocean.
Now, what she just said just blew my mind. Now, there's a situation called the firmament. So we know that water is all around us. And it is said that this dome divided the sea into upper and lower sections. You can't cancel this out because they still haven't discovered 80% of the sea. Early civilizations believed that the ocean and the stars above were linked. I mean, just look. Mayan, Norse, Hindu, Hebrew, all of them. Now we already know what spacesuits look like, but they look exactly like sea suits. I know once in your life you've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. Planes and people going missing in the ocean. There are black holes in the ocean. And I just know once in your life you've heard about sea monsters. When you see a comet, it looks like a boat soaring through water. What if these unexplained species in the ocean are actually aliens? If y'all have ever watched this movie Underwater, they went too deep and found the creature that don't even look like it's supposed to be from this earth. Or could it have just been a creature from space? Now you can say what you want, but I bet you we are not the only beings, only species, only creatures that are in this universe. It's just ironic that when they return to Earth, they're on water. I mean, I know I'm not tripping. And I know y'all heard of mermaids. So many unexplained things in the ocean. They're making more discoveries in space. Not really putting too much money or caring about what's going on the planet. Why? Because this sea stuff might have a lot of connections to space. And they not telling us. Y'all be safe, and I know I'm not the only person who feel this way.
There's a CIA document that came out. Everybody just started talking about it now. It's called the Adam and Eve story. It basically explains how the world is going to end. Has it been true? It makes sense. They say the world is going to end because the poles, like, you know, North and South Pole, they shift every 12,000 to 15,000 years. And once they shift, it causes like a giant like apocalypse. Big earthquakes, giant tsunamis. Once the apocalypse happens, we go right back to the Stone Age. And it said that our first humans, like as us, it was 10,000 years ago. So if you think about it, 10,000 years ago, we're in year 2000. We're at 12,000 years right now. And now you see like global warming and shit like that. Like in the book, it says that we are the 6th civilization that came out of the apocalypse. So we just get to a certain point in life and then it just hard reset. And that explains a lot because remember how you were saying that the Sahara Desert used to be green and like the Antarctica used to have forests and like that? Yeah. That's what happens. Like it switches everything, it flips. Yeah. So now like some places turn cold, some places turn hot. That's why they was talking about like the flood in the Bible like that. That's probably what happened to Atlantis and shit like that.
All right, someone explain this to me. You see these two rainbows here, all right, which are coming from the reflection of this corner and this corner of the glass. Just like this one is here as well, coming from that corner, as well as this one coming from that corner. So when we see a rainbow outside in the sky, shaped like this, where is that coming from? The only explanation would be if we were to have some form of rounded glass structure above us. If you've never heard of the firmament, look up the firmament and research and educate yourself. I'm not saying the earth is flat, but it's not a globe.
There's also a conspiracy theory about a movie that came out recently too.
What movie?
The Sound of Freedom. That whole thing is trying to give awareness about child trafficking, right? There's theories. Everyone who's gone into movies to watch it, the movie theaters have teamed up.
They stopped it.
Yeah, trying not to sell tickets, trying not for people to watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen one where it's like, oh, the person tries to buy tickets. They said it's fully sold out. Goes in the movie theater, nobody there.
There's no one in here. And then it said that they were sold out.
Another one, the guy comes in, he's like, oh, we have to download the movie. It's gonna take an hour. We can give you your movie back. Like, you guys can walk out. Fam,
They're like
that never happens.
They're trying to stop them from watching it.
Exactly. And the two main ones they have been doing, turn off the AC so it's hot as hell in there.
Oh, word.
And then,
just to let you guys know again, it is gonna get hot. It is gonna be like a drop of movie.
So why should only this one though, not all the other ones?
the movies usually,
Yeah.
the lights, when it goes on, the lights stay on the whole time. And people complain.
So they don't want to stay there and watch the whole thing. There's a deeper conspiracy onto that.
The scariest conspiracy theories.
Historians and researchers believe that Atlantis was a real place, a highly advanced society with impressive technology and culture. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato wrote about Atlantis in his dialogues, describing it as a powerful kingdom that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to the legend, the city was situated on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and was destroyed by natural disasters and catastrophes. There have been numerous archaeological discoveries and ancient texts that suggest the existence of a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Some of these artifacts date back to the same period when Atlantis was said to have flourished. There is also many geographic and geological features that could match the description of Atlantis in Plato's account. So what do you think? Tourists say, and here's why. Number 1, the flag. How is it waving in no atmosphere? NASA claims this was for image. A limp flag doesn't look good. So they added a horizontal rod that didn't fully extend to the length of the flag, which gave it a waving motion. Number 2, the stars. Why can't we see them in the photos? Well, unlike our eyes, photos can only take a certain amount of light. The light from the sun and other sources made it too bright for them to be visible. Number 3, radiation. How did the astronauts not die from radiation exposure? The spacecraft's hull supposedly shielded the astronauts from being exposed to lethal radiation dosages. Once they were out of the extreme radiation zone, their few hours on the moon were not considered to be detrimental. So do you think the moon landing was faked, or did it really happen?
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1000% believe in?
This is probably going to get taken down, so let me get right to it. I'm not just coming right out and saying that the military puts batteries inside of birds. All I'm saying is that if they did, this is probably where they would keep their stockpile, and due to the recent budget cuts, this is how many batteries are left. There's about to be no more birds, guys, and I anticipate the media is going to cover it up by saying climate change is the result.
Does anyone want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world, when the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA? Almost 40 years later? How did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like? Especially from space, when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
Now it all makes sense. This would explain a lot. Apparently, Justin Bieber and his wife are headed for divorce next month. Did you hear this crazy conspiracy theory? Mark your calendars for September 13th, 2023. It's a special day for Justin Bieber and Hailey. It's exactly 5 years from the date of their beautiful wedding in September 2018. But why is this date so significant? Well, because it's 5 years of being a green card holder through his marriage. So people are saying he's using Hailey for a visa. You see, his work visa was about to expire back in 2018, right around the time he broke up with Selena. Well, he thought of a plan, because around that same time, he had criminal charges. Turns out you can't have criminal charges and become a U.S. citizen. Nope, no citizenship unless you get married. And 2 months later, after breaking up with Selena, he's engaged. But that's not all. 2 days after their wedding, he rushed himself to the courthouse to apply for citizenship before even going on his honeymoon. But guess what? I have even more proof for you. If you listen to this Drake song, you see Justin Bieber at the 3:42 mark in the video. Ariana, Selena, and my visa. The visa referring to Hailey. So now in September, Justin can finally apply for permanent citizenship and secure his stay in the country of the good old USA. So it's a clear choice. Either they part ways or stay together forever.
Simpsons' predictions for 2024 are truly chilling. In an episode dating back to 1998, the show hinted at an economic crisis, a nuclear war, and the death of the leader of the United States, all happening in the same year. The episode in question, titled Bart to the Future, provides a glimpse into the future where Lisa Simpson has become the President of the United States. In a conversation with her team, Lisa mentions that the previous administration led by President Biden left behind budget problems and quite a mess. Later in the episode, a news bulletin reports a nuclear clash with an unspecified country, resulting in massive destruction and chaos. While the idea of a nuclear war and an economic crisis is quite frightening, we can certainly hope that these Simpsons predictions do not come true. However, it's hard to ignore the show's track record in predicting major events, which leads us to wonder what else they might have predicted for the future. And precisely, one of the latest episodes of The Simpsons contains an even more terrifying prediction than anything they have predicted before. Do you want a part 2 to find out about it?
Glitch in the Matrix.
Everybody sees me walking. I'm walking. Look. This plane isn't moving. It's not moving. But it sounds like it's moving.
Conspiracy theories that everyone knows is true, part 1. Everyone knows the story of the man that invented an engine that ran on nothing but water that supposedly was able to go 845 miles between Phillips. Somebody from the oil and gas industry got upset and got this guy whacked off basically in broad daylight. They poisoned him and found unalived. I'm going to take it a step further on this. Not only do I think oil and gas industries are doing everything they can to stop people from inventing things like this, I think they're also stopping the advancement of just regular combustion engines and their mileage. I find it very strange that outside of going to a hybrid or an electric vehicle, that the overall gas mileage of engines really has not changed in many, many decades. Considering how much things have gotten advanced in everything else in society, I don't think it's really that possible that there's no way big companies like Toyota or Honda or Ford can't find a way to have an engine that's not a hybrid or electric that can add more mileage to a vehicle. But everyone knows this is true, and this is another thing that nobody steps up and does anything about because they're scared they're also going to go get whacked off.
There were 13 heads, and it was purported that the Navajo, the Anasazi, the Mayans, the Aztec each had one. The most famous one is the Mitchell Hedges skull, which was found in the Yucatan by Anna Mitchell Hedges. She reached into a cave. She was with her grandfather. It was around 1926, and she reached in, and there was an oilcloth covered item in there, and she pulled it out and opened it up, and there was the two-piece detachable jaw Mitchell Hedges skull. The Hewlett-Packard engineers did a test on it in the 60s. They said it could not have been carved by a lapidary, by tools. It had to have been polished over hundreds of years. Shatter crystal if you did that. How that cross got there, I don't know.
The Earth is flat, right? Ever wondered why all airplane flight paths are curved on the map? It's to fit the round Earth narrative. But here's the kicker. Check any flight tracking app during a long-haul flight. The path is always straight. But hold up. Don't let a TikTok tell you what to believe. Research, question, learn. It's your world after all.
You're at the 9/11 Museum. And you see this. You're at the 9/11.
There's a crazy theory. You know, he does this thing, right?
Oh, when he's playing chess.
Yeah, when he's playing chess.
Yeah.
Now this is a mudra. What does this look like?
Illuminati?
What does this look like?
Oh, yeah.
Now check this out. There's a theory that the mudras, they work. That's why people do them. This is actually used in a lot of Hinduism and even meditations.
Okay.
Different hand mudras. The theory is the elites or the Illuminati or whoever doesn't want us finding out the power of these mudras, they attach negative images onto it to make it seem like a bad thing. If we look at this, Illuminati, we won't dare to do it because it's like taboo. Now another one. Remember this?
Yeah, the goat.
People are saying this is satanic. This is another mudra. And this mudra specifically, this actually helps your health. It actually boosts your immune system. People will do this. And after doing it for, I think, 8 hours of meditation like this, they'll cough up mucus. Just as a circuit would work. Doing this, completing a circuit in your body gets your mucus out.
You could literally walk 15 feet and then be like, I'm just going to come right back. And the jungle will Blair Witch you. Because it's all green. So you just like think you know what you're doing. You cannot find your way in the jungle.
Do you use a compass?
Don't use a compass. Apparently some of the iron content and some of the saps in the trees pulls the needle. GPSs run out of batteries. The guy had gone out on this solo, gotten lost, gotten scared, and then been like, oh shit, what if I just like into the wild myself. I like slept in the hammock. I had a mosquito net on top, but the back was not mosquito proof, so they could stick through. So my back was being destroyed by mosquitoes as I'm trying to sleep. And so I finally fall asleep, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I hear breathing right next to my face. And I like wanted to turn my headlamp on, and I just hear like right here. Like I could feel her breath, and I was like 6 inches away from a jaguar's face. And she just came in. She wanted to see what that was. She was like, you're not going to move. That's what you're not going to do. She growled like right into my ear.
You need to hear this crazy conspiracy about iPhones. Have you ever thought about why an iPhone has its name? Some people think when Apple says I, it literally means I. iPhones are watching us, listening to us, and seeing everything we're doing. And some people have this link to the Illuminati. Don't believe me? What's Siri spelled backwards?
Here's some conspiracy theories that I think have passed the level of theory and are true. Women's clothing is designed with little to no pockets for the sole purpose of selling more purses. High-end art is just a scheme to launder money and avoid taxes. Like this one here sold for $43 million. This one sold for $46 million. This one was $84 million. Someone actually paid $87 million for this. This has got to contribute to inflation in some way. Leaks that happen in the entertainment industry, like with movies, TV shows, video games, are done on purpose to gauge interest and get opinions before an official announcement. That little bit of dust that comes off the end of tissues when you pull them out of the box is specifically designed to get you to sneeze, that way you need more tissues. The government orchestrates their own conspiracy theories to get us distracted from actual problems.
They said that China found an uninhabited island filled with dinosaurs.
So Jurassic Land?
Bro, let me tell you the story. Right?
Jurassic Land?
Bro, this was a couple days ago. A woman went to a nail salon. So she's getting her nails done, and then all the ladies suddenly just stop working, and they look at the news. She don't know what's going on. It's Chinese news, so she can't understand what they're saying. So she gets Google Translator out, and what it says is like they found dinosaurs. So basically, China had an expedition of 15 people to this uncharted land somewhere out in the world, and they found like actual dinosaurs. So far, they found 2 new species of dinosaurs, and one of those species of dinosaurs is like a machine, something we never seen before, something like crazy.
What are they making this shit up to distract us from them doing that weird that they just did?
It could be that, or they could have actually really found some. Because people think that the Earth is way bigger than it really is. Like the whole time we've been lied to, like how the map looks. Because also recently, Japan just recounted its islands. They found 7,000 new islands in Japan.
How do you just not realize
That's what I'm saying, bro.
How do you just find
These
that out, bro?
found 7,000 new islands.
Everyone knows about Epstein Island, but have you heard about Rothschild's Island?
I don't even know who that is.
The Rothschilds are like the most mainstream name when it comes to the Illuminati. Like, everybody knows about them. But yeah, they bought an island off the coast of Antarctica. Why would you want an island in Antarctica?
Why would anyone go to Antarctica?
I think there could be like secret tunnels they have built in under there.
Your go-to is always secret tunnels.
There's no other reason for them to have an island.
Penguin?
Now, here she is, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Dolly Parton.
I figure if I'm gonna be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I'm gonna have to earn it.
Just try this if you got kids.
Or notice it.
Look at the ingredients. If it has red dye in it.
Red 40 or red 3.
If it has red dye in it.
Which red 3 they're getting ready to legally ban. It's banned in most other countries.
Just, before you call me stupid or a conspiracy theorist, take it out and watch the difference in your kids. We just tried this night and day.
There is a secret document from the CIA that has just been released, and what it reveals is terrifying. It is called the story of Adam and Eve, and it explains how the end of the world will occur. And the scariest part is that it is entirely logical and makes complete sense. It explains that the North Pole and the South Pole shift every 12 to 15,000 years. And when this shift occurs, it triggers a massive apocalypse with earthquakes and giant tsunamis. After the apocalypse happens, we go back to prehistoric times, the Stone Age. It also states that the first humans like us lived 10,000 years before Jesus Christ. So we are approximately 13,000 years after the first humans, and we are already witnessing significant events like climate change and other catastrophes. The book also claims that we are the 6th civilization to emerge from the apocalypse. We reach a certain point in civilization, and then everything resets. This would explain many things, such as the Sahara Desert once being green and Antarctica having forests. Now things are changing, with some places becoming colder while others become hotter. This is why there is mention of the flood in the Bible, and it's likely what happened to Atlantis. It would make sense for a city to be underwater if water wasn't there before.
Came out, everybody just started talking about it now. It's called the Adam and Eve story. It basically explains how the world is going to end. Has it been true? It would make
How is no one talking about this? So the men pictured are part of the 1977 University of Evansville men's basketball team. The entire team was tragically killed in a plane crash. However, there was one lucky member of the team that couldn't go because he was sick. But guess what? 2 weeks later, he died in a car crash. This is really suspicious. And of course, I mean no disrespect to any of these people.
This is the conspiracy theory iceberg. If you haven't heard of it before, you need to watch this. It is a massive list of all the conspiracy theories in the world. There are 10 tiers, starting with the visible part of the iceberg, tier 1, that is the more well-known conspiracy theories that you may have heard of, with some things I've already covered, like lizard people and celebrity reincarnation. Then as you go down the iceberg into the dark sea, they're darker, scarier, and more dangerous. Tier 4 is called the point of no return, because that's where it gets scary, with conspiracy theories about the dangerous activities that are actually going on at the Denver airport and what's hidden behind the secret chamber at Mount Rushmore. And then you get to tier 10, the bottom of the abyss, with conspiracy theories that will absolutely change how you look at the world, with theories like God's ego death and planned extinction for humans. Crazy dark shit. I'm going to start covering all of them, or at least the best ones, and we know I make amazing conspiracy theory content, so you'll want to see this. If you see any on here that catch your eye, request it. Or if you see any on here that catch your eye, request it, and I will cover it in this new series called Patty Tries to Convince You of the Craziest Conspiracy Theories in the World. Make sure you hit follow, because you will not want to miss this.
You heard the conspiracy theory that Australia is fake? Dude. The biggest piece of evidence there is, have you ever seen an Australian child?
Tonight I noticed that David Muir holds his arm in this weird position and never moves it. So I've spent the last 4 hours spiraling and trying to figure out what
these trans-dimensional shape-shifting lizards.
Here are some more of the wildest what-if theories. What if we can't breathe in space because they don't want us to escape? Who the fuck is they? And escape where? Where the fuck am I going? Pretty sure we can't breathe up there because there's no oxygen. Simple science. What if everything behind you disappears, but when you turn back around, it reappears? I'm gonna be honest, I've always thought about this, but then I always think about mirrors. A mirror is literally showing me what is behind me. Unless that's what the mirror wants me to think. Lastly, what if, when we die, the light at the end of the tunnel is the light to another hospital room? There we are born, and the only reason you come out crying is because you remember everything from your past life, and you're crying at the fact that you died and lost everything. I'm sorry, excuse me? That sounds completely accurate. I quite literally feel like that's what happens. Here are some
2 plus 2 equals 6. And let me tell you why it equals 6. Because look at this. There are 2 2's. So therefore there is an additional 2 that no one talks about because the government...
You know my aunt said that cat sees 6 dimensions. Who the fuck is Joanne? Notre Dame? Notre Dame? No, she told me that they can see 6 dimensions. Dogs can only see 3. And that's where the pharaohs always had a cat. So I'll give you an example. You know how cats always come up to you when you're feeling mad or angry? Cats go up to you just to collect that bad energy. Cats go up to you not when you're happy. It's only when you're sad or angry. They get up to you. That makes sense. Hold on, let me cut. They get up to you and they just like, they smell you and they're collecting it because that's what the cats do. That's why you always see a cat come out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck?
My cat broke my blinds months ago. Ever since, I've been getting a feeling someone might peek through it. Today I remodeled and cleaned my room. But then I noticed this. My cat broke.
I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but when Facebook and Instagram servers are down,
the day after a whistleblower was on national television. Smells fishy.